What's going on, YouTube? Welcome to episode 73 of Let's Build the U.S.S. Voyager tutorial. I'm Zero Elite, and I just want to thank you very much for tuning in today's episode. And if you haven't, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button, helping me in supporting the channel. I can't thank you enough for that. Today we've got about a 19-minute episode, and we're going to be kind of popping all over the place. 3 specific areas. We're going to be getting detailing done on our shuttle bay. We'll be getting some detailing done on our backbone, and then we'll be shifting gears over to the saucer section and fixing those last 3 transition points on the cut line to fix the curve. So without further ado, let's kick back, relax, and we're going to dive right into this thing. So at this point, it's just really a matter of adding in our details and then making tweaks here and there to see how things look and see what we want to change. So I'm just looking at my source material, and I'm just trying to add in some more details on Voyager to make things match up just a little bit more. And kind of what I've decided, I want to take this yellow paneling that I've added in, or detailing I should say, on the outside of the shuttle bay, and we're just going to kind of move it forward a little bit. Doesn't look too bad. Really what I'm just trying to do, I'm just trying to get the positioning right so I can move the most of the pattern forward, but we're still keeping the back end of it. I just wanted to stretch it out a few more rows out, because kind of what was happening before is it looked like it was just kind of hanging down here in the end, and it wasn't giving me the look that I wanted it to. I wanted to have a little bit more of a stretched out look. That looks pretty good. Maybe you can throw in some red detailing in now. And you know what I'm doing here, all this is dealer's choice. You can do whatever you want to do. If you think what I'm doing isn't coming out as well, change it up. Do what works for you. It almost looks like Voyager has like these cuts going on the ends of the runway, basically, for the shuttle bay to come in. So I'm trying to add in some of that to see how it looks. I don't think it's too bad. I'm not set on that yellow pattern in the middle. I think we've got a little bit more that we can do to it before it's going to come out where before we land where we want to land. And all I'm adding in right now, just to give the impression of running lights, is what I'm adding right now in the very, very back end of the ship. That doesn't look too bad. So now we're going to be shifting gears, and we're going to add in some more detailing on our backbone. So what I'm going to do, we're going to be taking out those gray blocks, and we're going to be going one down with our cut, replacing it with white concrete. And then on the sides, we're going to be using those mangrove slabs. So this way we have a double pinstripe going along each side. So an easy way to break this down, put your mangrove slabs down first, just like I'm doing. Then you can come back and then do the very, very middle row with the white quartz, but make sure you go down one with the cut. So this way there will be a lip in the very, very middle, like I demonstrated at the very, very top of the backbone. Somebody had made the suggestion to use these blocks on my Discord, and no, I really appreciate it. If you guys ever come up with any suggestions or things that you think look fantastic on your builds, listen, don't be afraid to share them with the community. I love hearing from everybody, and I know sometimes people are shy or whatever else, but I'd be the first one to admit what I'm doing here is not the end-all be-all, and there's always going to be room for improvement and different things to try. And basically just what I'm trying to get at here is that one of the things with Voyager, and then even also the Enterprise D, not having access to that full range of colors for the half slabs. What I love about using these is that from a distance they look like red strips, and it's perfect for red pinstriping. The one and only thing I don't like about it is that as you get closer you can see the lines in the half slabs. I'm not super crazy about that part, but I think all things considered, it looks better than not having it, because that was a challenge for me. Like I had discussed, that I've been wanting to have that detailing to be able to add in half slab pinstripes with the red, for example, when we don't have access to it. And it's not a knock against Mojang, but it does kind of make me scratch my head, because when you go on their suggestion page, this is something that people have been asking for over 10 years. And like, don't get me wrong, like all these different packs that they put out and stuff is cool, but I almost feel like they're more concerned with just making $5 off of a texture pack than putting out some things that would truly make the game so much better. And look, I get wanting to make money for the work that you're doing. Some people might disagree with that, but I'm a strong advocate for game developers getting paid when they're putting out more and more content for a game that's been out for a while. So basically what I'm trying to say is that if they made a content update with full range of half slabs of full color spectrum, I'd spend the money for it. I'd have no problem with it. I really wouldn't. But it blows my mind that that option is not there, and the only way to get something like that is with a mod. And that's what I don't want to do, because not everybody uses mods, and I'm just going to leave it at that. Anyway, now we're going to be shifting gears back over to the saucer, and I'm going to show you guys how to fix this. And this is what I should have done to begin with. So to get your positioning where we're at, it's an easy way to do this. Go with your transition points. Your bridge, this is your first transition point. Your second transition point. Your third transition point. Your fourth transition point. Your fifth transition point. So on this fifth transition point, we're going to be going off that first cut line right there, and we're going to build up and add in some building blocks. Because what I'm going to be matching up is our middle point for our pixel circle generator. And then also our middle point. So we're on the same shelf, the same exact shelf that we were before, and I'm just going down the middle. Now from here, this is super cut and dry. You're going to count backwards until you get to the middle, and this that we just counted across, you're going to divide that by 2. So we have our middle point, and now we're going to count all the way forward until we get right here. In just a second, the numbers are going to pop up, so I'm going to do the math for you. So now we have our transition point. So we've gone 48 forward, and I did that a little bit fast. I need to slow it back a little bit. So we're going to count out going forward until we get to this very front, which is going to be 48. And then from the middle, we're going to count out to the right or left, does not matter which side you choose. And until we get to this point right here, and that's going to give you 22. So we're going to have a 48 by 22 that we're going to enter now. You're going to go on Google and search pixel circle generator. And you're going to pop in 48 by 22. And the side of your oval, this is going to be your starting point. So now, what you want to do, off your pixel circle generator, you're just going to start building out that template. If you want to build what I have here, that's fine too, but pick one. But this is how I should have done this from the get-go, and I apologize I didn't do this the first time around. Sometimes you got to mess up on something before a clear answer presents itself, and this probably should have been clear, but for whatever reason I made the mistake. What's done is done. But I do think that this is really going to come in handy for those of us that need that visual reference to throw this together. Now, having that and seeing that visually, I think is going to make things a little bit easier as we go forward. I plan on doing all my saucers this way in the future, just to help people out a little bit more. Because when you think about it, and this is why I did those two numbers, because if you take a circle or an oval and you do a straight line going down the middle vertically up, and then one horizontally going down the middle, what you're going to be left with is a 4-piece pie. And when you break down your circles and ovals that way, it's going to make it a lot easier for you to build. Because you think of it this way, you're only going to need one of those corners out of the pie that you just cut. But what you're going to do is you're going to take that template and mirror it to the left, and you're going to repeat the same process, and then you'll mirror it forward, repeat the same process, and then mirror it again, so that this way you'll end up being able to make a full circle or oval. I've got a beginner's guide to doing stuff like this with a pixel circle generator, so if you're having trouble with that, I have a video up on my YouTube to help you guys out with that. So be sure to check that out. But this definitely makes things so much easier. I found that this is why I honestly encourage people to use the template that they're going off of with the pixel circle generator, because in the past I've had people say, well, your circle isn't matching up with mine on such and such road. You've got 4 blocks here and 3 blocks here, and I've got 6, and then I've got 4. And it's like, well, I made a mistake. You caught it right there. I made a mistake. So look, these things happen. Nobody is perfect. Nobody. And if somebody's going to sit there and tell you that they can do these things and make these massive builds in one shot, 0 mistakes, I don't care who it is, unless you're a robot, I don't buy it, because everybody makes mistakes. Nobody is infallible. And I think what sets this channel apart from other people is that I embrace those mistakes, because I truly want to show you guys what I do. And for me as a builder, making mistakes is vital, because it's these mistakes that show us how to improve and how to get better. You need these mistakes to improve as a builder. And if you're shying away from stuff like that, trust me, you're doing yourself a disservice, because there's always going to be scenarios within these ships or whatever it is that you're building where things aren't coming out the way that you want them to. But going through that trial and error period, whether it's you made a direct mistake or you just don't like how it came out, problem solving it, these are the things that are going to help you out in the long run. But anyway, just getting back into a little bit what we got going on here. All I'm doing right now is that now we've got our oval intact on this row. I'm just updating my template to make sure everything matches. So after that row of the light gray, I'm doing a row of quartz with a cut line, and then after that I'm coming back with a row of half slabs. Stick to your pattern. This is how you avoid mistakes from happening. And if you do catch a mistake, it's not a big deal. Just go back and fix it. Sometimes when I'm doing these things, you know, it's a lot easier to point out a mistake when you're watching a video as opposed to building it live. You may not even notice it because you're so focused on building out the row that you're on, you may not see a mistake that's glaring you right in the face. This is why I think it's so vital, for me anyway, to stop and analyze my builds every once in a while, to take a look at it, to see how it's starting to shape up, to see if I need to make any changes anywhere, or to see if I can point out any mistakes I might have made. But, you know, ultimately, little tiny mistakes are going to be inevitable, and we might not even be able to catch all of them. You know, it's just the way things are going to be. But we're going to try to do the very best that we can, and all things considered, I think Voyager is turning out freaking awesome. Really happy with how she's turning up here. Now, what I am going to say, and I want to go back just a little bit. For all 3 of these rows that we've updated, that I made a mistake on in the past, so this row, and this row, what you can do now, go in your pixel circle generator and repeat the same process for the other 2 rows. And you're going to be surprised with how this turns out, and just stick to it. I don't even need to go over it at this point because I've showed you guys how to fix it. And believe in yourself that you can do it, because if you're this far along with me on Voyager, you can do this. You can do it. You just got to believe in yourself. And if you mess up, it's not a big deal. Just go back and try it again. You've got my videos up. You've got all the notes basically that I have building this thing out from beginning to end. So if you're having a little bit of trouble, the best thing to do is just take a breath and then jump into it. But I promise you, you do this the same way we did these other two, or this original template, you'll be able to do the other transition rows no problem. A slight spoiler, when we go back to the Enterprise D Season 2 to fix our cut lines, because this was something that I talked about with Enterprise D Season 1, that when I built out the saucer, I didn't use the pixel circle generator as much as I should have. I probably should have went back to the pixel circle generator maybe every 5 rows as I was going through my cut lines. And basically what happened is that it caused my saucer to get just a little bit distorted here and there as far as the look of it. But what we just did on Voyager, you can take that same method and apply it to the Enterprise D, and you'll be able to fix every single row. You just have to know how to divide your circle or oval that you're working with and your starting points, so that this way you can pop in those numbers into your pixel circle generator, and then you've already got your starting points in place, and then it's just a matter of deleting and then adding in blocks to reestablish that circle or oval. I'm actually really excited about this because I've been I've been sitting on this bit of information for a while now, and I'm really excited to share it with the community, because I mean, just stop and look at that for a second. That looks so much better, these 3 rows, than what we had before. And I just did exactly what we were talking about before. I had my middle point and then my middle point for the sides. And when you're able to divide that up, you just go row to row, pop those numbers into your pixel circle generator, and then you're just gonna make some modifications to make the new template match up, and you're good to go. So now we've got our transition, we've got the top of our saucer, she's looking pretty good right now. We've also got a registration. I think that looks pretty awesome. Not perfect. If it were up to me, I would like it to say U.S.S. Voyager on top of the saucer. And some of you might say, well, that's a cop-out, but here's the deal. Because of the scale that I built Voyager in, if I put U.S.S. Voyager on top of the ship, it's going to mess with the proportions of everything. And the only way I can get around that is by not having it say U.S.S. Voyager and just doing the registration. If you guys come up with a solution to that, let me know. But that's just kind of where I'm at on it. I don't think it looks bad though. I think all things considered, this is as good as I can do for an Intrepid class ship. But anyway, hopefully you guys are enjoying this, and if you did enjoy this content today, if you can help me out, hit that like and subscribe button. I can't thank you enough for that. If you do have any questions regarding today's episode, or any builds you guys want to see, or just dropping by to say hey, definitely love hearing from everybody. You can also join the Discord. I'll have a link in the description below. But yeah, that's going to do it for me today. And I just want to thank you all again for tuning in today's episode. I hope everybody has a happy and safe week. And of course, what did you make in Minecraft today? Post your photos in the Discord so we can see them.